Hello, hello. Oh, come on, work with me. There we go. Hello, Dave and Dave, and Westside and Richard, and my lurker. How is everybody? Give it a few as normal. Let people filter in. Mostly good. It's better than mostly bad. Once we get some more people up in here, get the beginning stuff out the way, and then I do have a couple of announcements. Dave Gersh, I just replied to your email. Richard, don't forget I'm invoicing you this week for that the Dansko, that Mexico typeset. And then once you got it paid off, your box can probably go out because it's with that added in, it's about full. I mean, if you choose to get any other individual coins tonight, they'll still fit, but nothing else big is going in that box. So silver took a big dive today, but it's already on its way back up. Most of the stuff that I read when I saw that it did that was just, sounds like it was just an overreaction to there being a new head of the Fed. So now it's jumping back, going back up again. It's weird how sensitive that market is. Like one weird thing happens and everybody's like, oh my God, and then it just plummets. Yeah, it dropped all the way down to 74.52 when that happened. Now it's already back up to 85.42, so it's already on the way back up. It's going to rebound like it always does, and then probably go higher. Excuse me. Man, only 6 on. Where's everybody? Need more peeps. Oh, there we go. Now we just jumped to 9. So because we had that sellout last week, as promised, I do have a 1/10 ounce gold coin on the way. Of course, you guys know me. I like doing world stuff. So it's actually I don't know what date it's going to be because it's just a random date, but it's going to be a 1/10 ounce Britannia. Sold off some nice but still junkier 40%ers on Wednesday. Hey, get the money. Get the money and use it to get something nicer. So yeah, that gold coin is on the way. Tracking right now puts it here on Wednesday. Car repairs. Hey, you got to keep the car running. Got to stay mobile. All right, I'm going to give it 2 more minutes, then we're going to get the beginning stuffs out the way. Then a couple quick announcements, and then we will get going. Last sale of the month. It's crazy. We're already a month into this year. Crazy, crazy. Almost there. All right. For anybody new, payments made via PayPal. Use cheapskatecoins@gmail.com and use goods and services only, please. We also have Cash App using the same email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. And we also have Venmo now, also at Cheapskate Coins. If you use Cash App or Venmo, it will say Louis Cachera. That's me. You are in the right place. Shipping is $6 to $23. Doesn't seem like that's changed so far, really. But it is only the beginning of the year, so we'll see if it changes over the next couple of weeks. But as of right now, it's $6 to $23. $6 being a little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. There's an additional $45 charge on top of that if you want your package sent registered. Registered is the only way you can insure coins all the way through the mail, and keep in mind, if you do have it sent registered, you will have to sign for it when it arrives. If you're new, you can't get stuff tonight. You just have to email us by the end of the night. Email has to have your personal info, shipping info, your channel name so we know who you are, which payment method you're going to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. If we don't get that email, you will not get anything, and we never ship without payment. We do hold packages. If you want your package held so that you can, fill it up a bit more, maximize your shipping charge, just let us know. I always recommend to email me and say, hold my package, just so that way if it happens to fly by really quick in chat and I don't see it, that's why I say email me. And then, of course, if you get tired of waiting for your package to fill up and you just want your stuff, all you got to do is email me and say, hey, send me my stuff. And I will get it out when we do our next round of shipping. Here's our Facebook link. If you're on Facebook, go give us a follow. Tonight's lot list is on there. It is the top post. We do always post the lot list on there every week we have a sale. We also have a mailing list. If you want to be on the mailing list, shoot me an email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com, and say add me to the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you will get the email a couple of days before every sale. And as soon as that email hits your email, you have the ability to pre-purchase items. I do not charge right away for pre-purchases. I wait until the night of the sale, and then I invoice everybody together. It is first come, first serve, just like during the sale. So if you want something, don't wait, jump on it. And then, of course, the night of the sale, when I do put the list up on Facebook, anything that's gone in pre-sale has been removed. Unless somebody jumps in like last second and wants a few things, then of course those aren't. But for the most part, it is going to be what is available for the stream. It needs to move over. There we go. That was better. All right, a couple of things. I did already mention, if anybody missed it, I do have the 1/10 ounce gold coin on the way because we did the sellout last week. So as promised, it is on the way. It's going to be, I don't know the date. It's a random date, but it's going to be a 1/10 ounce gold Britannia. So at some point early next month, we will be giving that away to somebody. So I know it's unlikely, but because of how awesome you guys have been this month, we've already got 3 sellouts out of 4 sales. If, and again, I know it's unlikely, but if tonight manages to be another one, and there's only like 66 lots or something left, if we do manage to have another one, I will get a second item and I will give it away to a second person. Now, before you get too excited, no, it is not going to be a second gold coin. It'll be something else. But I will, if we do manage to do 4 out of 5 for the month, that's awesome. I will grab something and I will give it to a second person. Hey, Moose Socks. Hey, Fino. And then, in theory, this depends on if the guy's able to get the stuff together quick enough, but in theory, there is a consignment sale coming about midway next month. So, I will keep you guys further posted on that. But as of right now, that is theoretically going to be happening. He's supposed to be getting me the stuff for it next week. We'll see if he does. But just wanted to give you guys a head up that should be theoretically coming in a couple of weeks. I need a drink. Hang on. I got a dry spot. Oi. All right. Give me 1 second, looking at an email. Yeah, Dave, that's fine. Just, keep in mind over the next 2 weeks, if you get anything that you're still going to have to cover those as well. Let me make a note of that before I forget. All right, I made a note so I won't forget. All right, let's kick this thing off. Starting as always with banknotes. Only 7 banknotes this week. I could have swore I had more. Apparently not. So, 2 of them went in pre-sale. So we only have 5 banknotes. And those are the only 5 banknotes in my home right now. So I'm going to have to get more. But let's get this thing going. All right, first off, this one's still spendable if you, happen to find yourself in Nigeria. Say 2022 5 Naira, or Naira, however you say that word, from Nigeria. It is a polymer banknote. Uncirculated, going for $3. So yeah, if you happen to find yourself there, you can spend this. Last night, I doubt you would want to sell me your banknotes at the price I get them at. Because I buy them in huge bulk so that I get lower prices. So that I can give them to you guys cheap. Anybody? It's a pretty cool design. Very, very neat artwork. Actually surprised we haven't gone to polymer notes. So they do last way longer. Alright, moving on. Next one up, I've got 2 available. These are 1942 5 Reichsmarks. That means a Third Reich era. So you get the Third Reich symbol on the notes. So these are going for $3 each. I mean, you'd have to send me a list of what you've got. 1 going to Dandy Dave. And then I can make you an offer, and then you decide if you want to take it or not. I can tell you honestly, so far, out of everybody in the community that's emailed me, all of them have not taken my offer. And I think you were that a couple of times. And then 1 to David Gersh. So these are going to the 2 Daves. Grats and grats. But yeah, email me what you got. I'll make you an offer, and then you say yes or no. All right. And then the last two, I've also got two available. These are 1939 to 45 series. And again, these are Reichsmarks. These are 20 Reichsmarks. And going for $3 each. And one going to Dandy Dave. Anybody on the second? All right, moving on. If anybody decides you want those other two banknotes, let me know. All right, now we are on to coinage. And coinage, we're going to be kicking off with Germany. We did have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the German coins went in pre-sale. But we are kicking off World Silver tonight with an oldie. An 1876F. 1 mark. 90% silver, VG, $25. Our country was just celebrating its centennial when this thing came out. And that is going to Dandy Dave. Congrats. Yeah. All right, next up. Still an oldie, but not as old. Is a 1905A 1 mark. 90% silver VF. That is not bad for being that old. $26. 121-year-old coin right there. And this one's going to David. There's your reverse. Beautiful condition still on that one. All right, so far this is the Dave and Dave show. All right, next one, I've got two available. So we are jumping down past all the ones that went in pre-sale. We are now on 1971D, 5 marks, 500th anniversary of Albrecht Dürer, 62.5% silver BU, $40, and I do have two available. There's Edge writing on there. Folding laundry and the quick draw Daves are killing it. So, yeah, two of these available. Anybody? Mintage? I don't know. Give me a sec. I'll look it up real fast. I did not put it on there. 1971 D5 marks, Germany. Mintage. $7.8 million. 7,800,000 was the mintage. You are very welcome. All right, moving on. Next up, so another of their commemorative coins. It's the 1973 G 5 marks. 125th anniversary of Parliament. Which is that way. There we go. Now we're right side up. 62.5% silver BU. $40. So it has almost like a matte finish look, which is interesting. Like sort of, but not quite. It's hard to describe it. You'd have to see it in person. Anybody? All right, moving on. To the 1974 D 5 marks. 62.5% silver BU, $38. I also have the same year, but it is the G Mint, also BU for $38. If anybody wants both of these to keep them together as a set, I'll do it for $70. It'll save you $6. So you get the D and the G. Anybody? 38 each or 70 for both. Hey, Will. All right, moving on. All right, next up, we got a proof. Low mintage proof, too. Only 125,000 of these were ever made. This is the 1972 G10 marks. The Olympics in Munich. Silver proof decam. That is frosty. It's going for $50. It's always cool when you can land a proof. Going to Dandy Dave. Dandy Dave beat you by a hair, Will. The two Daves have been on the trigger tonight. They've been fast. All right, last one from Germany. 72F. 10 mark. It's the Olympic Flame coin. 62.5% silver BU, $50. And if anybody's weird about buying silver right now because the price plummeted today, don't. It's already on the way back up. Give it a couple of days, it'll be back right where it was. That was just an overreaction freak out to the fact that we changed who's in charge of the Fed. All right, moving on. All right. The Hungary coin went in pre-sale, so we are now on to Britain. Actually, I haven't had much Britain for a while. Got 3 of them tonight. First one is a 1928 6-pence. 50% silver VF. Going for $8. And for anybody coming in late, I did let everybody know at the beginning because of how awesome you guys have been. While I know it's unlikely, if we do manage another sellout tonight, I'm going to get a second item, and I'm going to give it away to a second person. The 1/10 gold coin is already on the way. It should be here on Wednesday. It's a 1/10 gold Britannia random date, so I don't know what date it will be. But who cares, right? It's gold. All right, moving on. All right, next one. I am doing this at a really low price because it is a 1941 shilling. It is BU, but it does have a scratch on the obverse. So because of that, I have it priced as an EF at $14. And I mean, you can tell it is not easy to see the scratch. Let me do the scope real quick. Yeah, it's right there. Just a light scratch that happened at some point during the coin's life. So because of that, you're getting an otherwise BU coin that would have been like a $30 coin. You're getting it for $14. So if you can deal with having a minor scratch on it, you're getting a heck of a deal. And that one's going to Richard. Congrats, sir. All right, and then the last coin from Britain is a 1941 half crown. Oop, let me go back to overhead. There we go. 50% silver AU, $35. And this one's going to David. Congrats, sir. All right, if anybody decides you want that sixpence, let me know. All right, Guatemala, the one coin went in pre-sale, so we are now on to Mexico. Got 3 coins from Mexico. First one, 1937, 50 centavo. 72% silver EF, $28. So my dad was 1 year old when this coin came out. Oh, my adopted dad. Be right back. Thanks for the warning. Quick, grab his coin hoard while he's gone. All right, moving on. Just kidding. You'd need a dump truck for that. Next up, 1945, 50 centavo. This one is an AU. I almost call this one a BU. It's going for $30. But I did notice just a little bit of wear on the high points on the vulture on the back there. But that is a gorgeous AU. That's like top-notch AU. Came here to fold laundry and buy coins, and you're all out of laundry? Oh, time to buy some coins. How about kicking off with a 50 centavo that's a gorgeous AU? Going to Moose Hawks. He says, yes, I will kick it off with that coin. Thank you very much. All right. And the last coin from Mexico is a 1925 1 peso. 72% silver, extremely fine, $48. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, the one Fiji coin went in pre-sale. So we are now on to Australia. And kicking off Australia, we do have I qualify these as oldies, personally. And we are starting with a key date. Hey, Zeke. So if anybody out there is collecting Australia, here's a key date for you. This is the 1912 florin. 925 sterling silver, and even in about good, it is 75 bucks. This thing, the price on this thing jumps crazy fast. Here, let me bring this thing up real quick. So 1912 florin. Oops. FL. Nope, not. Get on home row. Thank you. Thank you. All right, 1912 florin. Only 1 million of these were ever made. It is the one of the lowest mintage of the year, or of the florins for King George. At VF, you're already at 150 bucks. At EF, you'd be at 650. At Mint State 60, you'd be at 4,500. At 63, you're at 9,000. So that gives you an idea of how quickly the price on that coin jumps. So anybody on this one, get yourself a key date. Here, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a better deal just because it does have that little bit of a ding on the rim. I'll go 60 bucks. I'll give you 15 bucks off a key date just because it has a little ding on the rim. Somebody should jump on that. Wow, even at 15 bucks off, nobody wants this. All right. Moving on. Hey, mean one. Next up is a 1917 florin. 925 sterling. It's in a VF at 45. Starting to get that like almost purpley toning. It's a very cool toner. One florin equals 2 shillings. Man, no love for Australia tonight. All right, moving on. To the 1924 florin. This one's VG for 44. Yeah. Showed you that one in the scope real quick. This is the previous one. Not really, I guess it's not really purple. It's more of a dark tone, but then it's also got mixed in, like you can see the orange, the yellow. And then as you get in, it's a little more of like blue. And then same on the other side. 1917M. Yeah, you can see it pretty good right there. That yellow and orange that feeds into blue. So yeah. Very cool toning on it. Alright, back to the one we were on. The 24. It is. And it's a VF, which is nice. And, I mean, the 17 as well. Yeah, 17M. If it was a VF, it would jump to $225. So, there you go. And then the 24, the one that we're on right now, if it was an EF, would jump to $250. So, I mean, these are all very low mintage coins. So, this one right here, if it was a VF, would be at $250. So, all right, moving on. And then the last one, 1926 Florin. This one's in a fine for 44. So the 26, even better than the previous two. At EF, it would be $350. At Mint State 60, it would be 400. Oh wait, nope, that's the wrong one. At Mint State 60, it would be 1,500. Mint State 63 would be $3,000. I'll give you guys a stupid deal if anybody wants all four. Which I really shouldn't, but I like you guys. So if anybody wants all four, I'll do all four for $170. That is $38 off. $12, $17, $24, and the $36. I'll keep it for 30 seconds, then we got to move on. $20 seconds. $10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right. Anybody decide you want any of those, let me know. All right, the one coin from Iraq went in pre-sale, so we are now on the Netherlands. And Netherlands, I need to start on the scope. All right, first one up, 1964, 10 cents. 64% silver, VF, $7. Anybody? God. In 37, wasn't that the year that like only the San Francisco Mint made any coins in the U.S.? Am I thinking of that right? I think that was the third. I think that was 37. All right, moving on. Next up, 1938, 1 gulden, 72% silver, AU 35. I've never looked into it, but I'm assuming the Wilma, or whatever her name was like the Queen of Netherlands at the time. I think they're a monarchy, or at least they were. All right, moving on. To the 1954. Also AU for 26. I don't know much that's come out of Netherlands, but I know that the person who is currently rated as the best female singer alive, and I personally agree, came out of Netherlands, which is Floor Jansen. She's the woman that's been the lead singer for Nightwish since back in 2012. It's the only thing I know that came out of Netherlands. All right, moving on. Next one, here's a good one for those of you that like the old, bigger Netherlands coins. 1931, 2.5 gulden. It's like almost American silver dollar size. 75% silver EF toned. It's got a very cool, like, antique look on it. That thing is awesome. 75 bucks. Good beer. Check that toning out. That is crazy. It's almost like a reverse proof. Or almost like a proof. Where you have like the black background with the popping devices. But it's not, it's just toned. Anybody? All right, moving on. And the last one of Netherlands. 1959, 2.5 gulden. It's kind of crazy. The size difference in less than 30 years. There's that 31. And then there's the 59. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, Japan coin went in pre-sale, so we're now on to Bermuda. All right, so I've got 2 of these available. These are the 1964 1 crowns. Only 470,000 of these were minted. They are both beautiful BUs, 50% silver, and 50 bucks each. Wow. Anybody? There you go. You know, front and back at the same time. All right, moving on. I dare say I'm not going to have to give away a second item. Because either y'all are just all out of monies, or you guys just really, really don't like any of these. Hopefully it's the first one. All right, next up. Oh, one of the crowns going to Danny Dave. You got it, sir. If anybody decides they want the other one, let me know. All right, next up we got one coin. That's Netherlands Antilles province. 1952, 1 gulden. 72% silver. Looks weird under the camera, but it is actually a BU. I don't know why it looks so weird. I don't know, like the light is messing with me tonight or something. I don't know. It looks weird under the camera. Don't judge it by the camera. This thing looks way nicer than the camera is showing it to be. But this one's going for 40 bucks. God, that is so weird. I got one angle you can see the cartwheeling luster. That is annoying. Mail Bix had your package. I think you made the same mailbox. All right, moving on. All right, next up we got Liberia. 3 coins from Liberia. Or some people refer to it as Little America. 1961, 10 cent. Let me do a scope for this one. So it's 90% silver, VF, 14 bucks. All right, moving on. Oop, nope, going to Moose Socks. Congrats, Moose Socks. All right. Next up. Is the 1961 25 cents. 90% silver AU. 35 bucks. There you go, Moose Socks. You got the dime. Now get the quarter. I could go 32. Can you come up $2? All right, going to Moose Socks for 32. And last one from Liberia. $19.64, 50 cents. $80 silver BU. 40 bucks. It's got some cool toning going on. Nope, I have that one mislabeled. That's the 1960, not the 64. Yeah, that was mislabeled. It's actually double mislabeled because it's 90% silver, not... Yeah, this one was all over the place. All right, let me fix this thing real quick. You swear you hear a dryer buzzing? If it's anything here, it's because I have a fan over there. All right, so that is in fact not a 64. Oh wait, did I put the Canada one up on accident? Am I an idiot? I am an idiot. I put the Canada coin up. Wow. Okay. Brain fart. There we go. There's the right one. All right. 1960 VF. 90% silver. 40 bucks. I had the price right. Anybody? Only 1.1 million of these minted, so that's actually fairly low mintage. Not as low as the 61. 61 would have been 800,000. But still, 1.1 million, that is not many. And you figure like 80% of them at least have been melted down. Probably more than that now, because when silver prices went crazy, a whole bunch more was melted. Was it minted in the U.S.? I don't know. Let's see. Did the U.S. mint Liberia coins in the 60s? Yes. Specifically 60 and 61. They were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And it says that a lot of them were actually struck in 1959, and they were post-dated. So Liberia just sat on them until the year came around, and then they released them. All right, moving on. All right, Cuba went in pre-sale, so we are now on Canada for real. Got two coins from Canada. They're both 1964s. And if anybody wants both, I'm going to do a deal on both. So we have the 50 cent, 80% silver BU for 40 bucks. And we have the dollar, 80% silver for AU for 68. I'm going to show the coins real quick. So 64, of course, was the Quebec dollar, Charlottetown. All right, if anybody wants both of these as a little year set, I'm going to go $95 for both. Which is $13 off. That's a good deal. Bouncing. Man, nobody wants the deals. All right, moving on. I know it's the end of the month. You got bills coming up. Stupid bill collectors being all greedy. Whereas an antelope, no, it's not an antelope, it's a moose. All right, and next up we are going to Austria. And this is the first time I've ever had this particular coin. 1928 2 shilling. 64% silver, AU, 38 bucks. There you go, Mabel. So I have never had this coin to offer before. That is very cool. Somebody should grab this thing. Because who knows how long it'll be before I ever get one again or you ever see one again. I don't know. Let's find out. Do 28 2 shilling Austria. Boing. That is Franz Schubert. And oh, this is actually a commemorative coin. It's the centennial of the death of Franz Schubert. Cool. Yeah, list on this coin is 55 bucks. Mint age was 6.9 million. If it was a mint state 63, it'd be $80. All right, moving on. To the 1961 5 shilling. 64% silver, AU, 28 bucks. I don't know about you guys, but I personally, I really like Austria's coins. It's one of the countries, if I was wealthy, I would put together a really good Austria set. Alright, moving on. To the 1972 10 shilling. 64% silver BU. 35 bucks. Starting to get some toning up along that top line. And then the next four for Austria are also coins I am pretty sure that I can remember. I don't believe I've ever had them. Alright, moving on. So these are back when they used to use the franc. So we got 1894, 1 franc. 83.5% silver and fine, 20 bucks. Anybody? I've actually got 2 of these available. Both fines. 20 bucks each. And 1 going to Dandy Dave. Or Corona. Yeah, sorry. I have it labeled wrong. My bad. Let me fix that real quick. Thank you, Gold Mabel. Like I've always said, if you guys catch me saying something wrong, call me out and call me an idiot. Corona. There we go. Who is that? Dandy Dave. Alright, give me a second. I'm fixing them on the list real quick. Because for some reason I had all of them labeled as francs. Even though they're Coronas. Alright, we're going to move on. I'm going to fix this one real quick before I forget on the insert. Corrections on the fly. Alright, and then I'm going to fix these two real fast before I put them under the scope, or the camera. Corona. All right, they all fixed. All right, so that was a 94. Now we've got... Oop, I bumped something. Go away. The 99, I also have two available. One is a fine for 20 bucks, and then one is a VF for 22. So there's the fine. That's the $20 one. And then there is the VF. That's the $22 one. All right, anybody on the 99s? Oh wait, 100 Corona Gold is the most sought after coin. Huh. I did not know that. All right, moving on. Oh, Danny Davis taking the VF. You got it, sir. All right. All right, USA Philippine went in pre-sale. All the Indians went in pre-sale. So next up is, I've got three of these available. These are 1957D Lincoln Wheat Cents. They're BU Reds, and they are $4 each. There is number one. Number two. And the number three. Anybody? There's something satisfying about the reverse of a BU Red Wheat Cent. It looks like almost like a foil. I've always thought it was really cool. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, next up. All right. I started with 2 of these, but the fine went in pre-sale, so I've just got the 1 left now. This is the 1865 Fancy 5 2-cent VG for 25 bucks. I always say if you don't have at least 1 2-center, you should really grab one. There are so few of these things left. For those of you that know your wheat cents really well, there are more 1931S wheat cents, which is one of the key dates of the wheat cents, than there are all years of the 2-cent coin combined. There's less 2-cent coins still in existence. Man, nobody. That's surprising. All right, moving on. We are almost done, guys. All right, next up. You guys saw this one a couple of weeks ago. Nobody got it, so I have it back again this week. This is the full war nickel collection. Give me a sec. I'd have to look. Back to Austria. 72, 10 shilling. 61.5 shilling. 45, 55. That'd be 63. And the 91 Corona. Or 99 Corona. Yeah, I could not go that low. Sorry, man. That would be 23 bucks off what they would be. So these are all your war nickels. Phillies, Denver's, and San Francisco. The entire 11 coin set. And it's going for 75 bucks. And of course, all your obverses. Anybody? Welcome back. We are on the War Nickel Collection. Kiddo got hurt. That's not good. Hopefully the kiddo's okay. Hopefully it wasn't anything too serious. It was a hit and run. All right, moving on. Yeah, so just real quick, for those 3 coins that you were asking about, I will tell you the lowest I could go on it. Let me find them again. Lowest I'd be able to go on those would be 63 or 73. Sorry. I could do $73 for those 3. Nope, nobody got the war nickels. They're still available. $75 for the whole set. War nickel set going to will be. You got it, sir. It'll go back up. That was, we were talking about it earlier. That was basically just an overreaction response to the fact that America put a new person in charge of the Fed today. So, but it's already gone back up some. Dropped down to $71. It's already back up to $85.41. So it's already on its way back up. Give it a couple more days. It'll be back where it was. All right, I'm just going to link all of these. So these are silver-proof state quarters. There's 2 from 2006, and then 4 from 2005. I'm going to link all of them right now. So there's from 2006, Nebraska and Nevada. These are 90% silver proofs. And then for 2005, there's California, Oregon, West Virginia. No, these are not slabbed. And Kansas. And if anybody decides you just want all of them, I'm going to give you guys a really good deal right now. If anybody decides you want all of them, I'll do $120 for all. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16. That's $24 off. There's Nevada. And Nebraska. Where's T-Rep? I don't recognize the name, so I don't think that's somebody who's ever been to the channel. So those are the 2 from 06. And then here's the California. Again, these are all 90% silver. Oregon. West Virginia. And Kansas. Best deal I can do on the 5 marks, Parliament and Albrecht. I could do 105 for all 3. It'd be 15 bucks off. You'd make them 35 bucks each instead of 40 bucks each. That'd be the best I could do on them, Dave. All right, last call on the quarters. Just the 2 anniversary ones would be 70. It'd be 30. Like I said, 35 each is what I can go. Yeah, you get it when you get your invoice. I don't have any problem emailing you an itemized copy of it. All right, moving on. Yeah, I send it. I send out the request every week. Will you don't have to ask. That's how we do it every single week. The only thing you have to ask is if you want me to specifically send you an itemized, because I don't do it unless people ask. Because there will be a printed itemized one in your package. I just made the note. Email you an itemized invoice. All right, recap. Because that was the last stuff. You'll take one of the Parliaments at 35? You got it. As soon as I find it again. Parliament. The Parliament for 35. To Dave. All right. I got your name on it, sir. All right, banknotes. The 2022 5 Naira from Nigeria, the polymer banknote is still available. And one of the 1939 to 45 20 Reichsmarks banknotes is still available. They're both $3 each. Yep, I send out the request every single week. Anytime you get stuff. All right, World Silver, Germany. We've still got both of the 1971 D 5 marks. That's the 500th anniversary of Albrecht Dürer. Those are both still available. And then we've got the 74 D and G 5 marks. Both are BUs. And then I did the deal if anybody wanted both of those, and I do it for 70. And then the 1972 F10 mark Olympic Flame for BU coin. Anybody on those Germanys? Probably. It sounds about right for shipping time. Have a good night, man. All right, Britain. The only coin left from Britain was the 1928 sixpence VF. And then Mexico, the 1937 50 centavo EF. And the 1925 1 peso EF. Anybody on Britain or Mexico? All right. And then surprisingly, all 4 Australias are still available. So that's the 1912 florin, which is a key date. It's in about good. The 1917 florin VF, the 1924 florin VG, and the 26 florin in fine. And those are all very low mintage coins. All right, and then Netherlands. All of the Netherlands are still available. It's 1964 10-cent VF, 1938 1 gulden AU, 1954 1 gulden AU, the 1931 2.5 gulden EF toned, and the 1959 2.5 gulden EF. Anybody on any of those? All right. And then we've got one of the 1964 1 crown Bermudas still available. It's BU. And then the 1 Netherlands Antilles coin, the 1952 1 gulden BU is still available. And then for Liberia, the 1960 50 cent is still available in VF. Anybody on any of those? All right, the 1964 50 cent and 1964 dollar from Canada are both still available. And then Austria, everything except for, I think it was everything except for 2 is still available. I think I forgot to mark one on the thing that got sold. Yes, I did. Yeah, so one of the 99s and one of the 94s of the Coronas went. But everything else, Austria, is still available. So that is 1928 2 shilling AU. 1961 5 shilling AU, 72 10 shilling BU, and then one of the 1894 1 Coronas in fine, and the 1899 1 Corona in fine. Yep, I put your name on it. I forgot to mark it the first time through, but I got it on there now. So anybody on Austria? All right, and then after that is just the 319 or 1957D Lincoln weight cent BUs, the 2 center for in VG, and the silver proof quarters. That is everything that is left. Last call on everything. You're very welcome. I was trying to bring you guys good stuffs. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here then. As always, give me a bit to get all the invoices together and sent out. Hey, Doug. Were you here the whole time just lurking, or did you just pop in? And Zeke, I did put a note to make sure that your package goes out with the next round. You just been lurking? Okay. So, all right, guys. Everybody have a great night.